You're on a website. You're looking at a product. The price isn't bad. You're completely undecided. And suddenly, that message appears. Last item remaining. Your heart races. Your hands start to move quickly. You think, I'll be upset if I miss it. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, is this really the last item? Or is someone playing games with your brain? Because what you're about to learn will prevent you from ever shopping online the same way again. When the human brain perceives a possibility of not being able to obtain something, it switches off logic. This is called the scarcity effect in psychology. If something seems scarce, limited, or about to run out, the brain thinks, it must be valuable. But the dark side is, the brain cannot distinguish between real scarcity and artificial scarcity. This system isn't as old as you might think. Online sales sites realized that users were abandoning purchases due to indecision. What was the solution? To make them feel time pressure. That day, only 3 items left, 1 item left. Phrases like, 12 people are currently viewing this product emerged. But most of the time, the stock wasn't actually depleted. There were hundreds in the back warehouse. The system was automated. So the text wasn't real. It was strategic. An experiment was conducted. The same product was sold normally on one site and with a "last one available" tag on another. The result was that the sales rate on the page with the "last one available" tag increased by more than 200%. Users perceived the product as more expensive. Even the return rate decreased, because the brain was saying, I've got this. I'm lucky. Now we come to the most critical point. On many e-commerce sites, stock information is not real-time. The text is displayed using automated algorithms. Different messages are given to each user. While you see the last product, someone else might see the last 3 products at the same time. So this text might be specific to you. It might be triggered by your behavior. It could be a completely psychological trap. Because our brain hates losing. It is extremely sensitive to the fear of missing out. This is called FOMO. The thought of, what if I miss out, becomes stronger than the product itself, and you no longer buy the product, but the possibility. Here are some unknown but very critical clues. In the case of a real last product, when the page is refreshed, the product disappears. It is not added to the cart. A few minutes later it says, out of stock. But most of the time you refresh the page. It's still there. It appears again in another browser. It's back in stock the next day. Because that text is to make you buy, not to give you information. The next time you see a last product text, stop. Take a deep breath and remember this. This text might have been written for you. It targets the weak point of your brain. It's there to make you rush. Is what you really need the product or the feeling of not missing out? Because sometimes the biggest lies are told with the smallest words. Jerry Bilderim Gunder.